Hey YouTubers. Well, my old reliable Ryobi RY142022 power washer, the one you see in the background, has finally bit the dust and it's outside of the warranty. So I'm going to be replacing it with a new one. And so I'm going to have an unboxing and setup video for the new one. I'll also show you what failed on the old one, so maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Okay, so this is the old power washer and it has worked great for many years. I've washed my entire house many times, as well as the front and back porches, and I've loaned it to friends, and we've definitely got our money's worth out of it. But what failed on it was where the detergent nozzle connects to the pump. You see that little brass fitting that's supposed to go in this hole right here. And there's also supposed to be a spring and a small ball bearing check valve inside of that brass fitting. Now, what happened was I was using this and it blew the brass fitting out the side, and of course I lost the spring and the check valve, so I bought a new one and installed it about a year ago, and that was working fine until I was using a power washer just the other day and it blew this one out too. And what has happened is you've got two different kinds of metal coming together here, the brass and whatever this is, and this metal here where the threads are has sort of deteriorated and the threads are pretty much gone. You can just about, well, you can see I can just push that into place. There's no threads really holding it. It should thread in there, but it just fits right in there. And so what has happened is the detergent, which is very acidic, and the two different metals over time, this metal has decayed. And so I think that if I had filled the detergent tank with water and rinsed it very thoroughly every time before I put it away, I could have added some more life to this thing. So I'll be doing that on the new one. So there's a little tip for you to get the most life out of these things, is when you're done with it, rinse all the detergent out of it. So this is a Ryobi RY142022 VNM that'll be replacing my old pressure washer. You can see it's a little bit higher PSI rating, the same 1.2 gallon per minute, and unlike mine, this one includes the turbo nozzle in the kit. I believe they make 4 different electric power washers, and this is number 3. It's the next to the most powerful electric. I don't care for gasoline power washers. I don't need the power, I don't need the hassle. So this is the way to go, and this is a price point that just sort of feels right to me. This was $199, and I did purchase an additional 2-year warranty on this. Now this is covered by 3 years by Ryobi, and I purchased a Home Depot 2-year extended warranty that kicks in after the 3-year warranty runs out, and that was an extra $25. Now if you purchase an extended warranty, be darn sure you keep that receipt, because if you lose that receipt, it's awfully hard to prove you had that extended warranty. Okay, let's get this box open and see what we got. Another tip is to go ahead and set up a Ryobi Tools account and register any Ryobi tools you purchase. That way you can keep up with the purchase date and whether or not you're still in warranty. Alright, there's our instructions. I'll be reading those. And so here we've got the unit inside. It's packed with cardboard, which I like to see cardboard instead of styrofoam, since this is recyclable. So there's our extended handle. It's got a handle that pulls up like a suitcase. Here's our wand. We've got more instructions and parts here. Get some of this packing out of the way. Okay, I see our wheels are here on this side. There we go, I'll set those aside. And now we've got the main unit. Okay. I like the way they've got the tubular handles built all the way around this thing. Makes it very easy to get a hold of. And there's our wand. so let me get the box out of the way. And the first step we're going to do is we're going to install these wheels. And the hardware we need is in this extra bag here, so let's get this open. Alright, now I already pulled out the quick start guide. This is the regular manual and the warranty information. There's our turbo nozzle. And it looks like the only other things in here are the axles, the clips, and the little hubcaps for our wheels. So let's get those put on. Oh, I take that back. There's a couple little screws in here. I'm not quite sure where we're going to use those, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. So here's a close-up of what that wheel install looks like. Got the wheel, got the little hubcap here, which I'm going to set right there. There's the axle, and there's the retaining clip. So drop the axle in here, slide it in the hole, and this little retaining clip goes on this way. Put it into the hole and get this round part of the retaining clip here around the end of the axle. So we just push that on like that, and that locks into place. And now the wheel's attached. Okay, you see there's a couple of holes in the wheel, and the little hubcaps here have tabs on it. We line those up and push that in until it clicks. The next step is to install the handle. Now turn it this direction with the label pointing up. Slide it in a slot. You should see 2 screw holes here if you're doing it right. And you see here, these are where the screws go. We push this all the way down in there. And we'll need a Phillips screwdriver to install the screws. And it's a little difficult to get it all the way inserted, but when you see the holes line up, then you install the 2 self-tapping screws that come with the kit. And these don't have to be super tight, just snug them up. Next we're going to assemble the spray wand and attach the hose. There's a protective cap over the end of the spray nozzle we're going to remove. One end of the hose goes here. The hose is the same on both ends. It doesn't matter which end you attach to the pressure washer and which end you attach to the spray nozzle. I can tell you I already like this hose better than what was on my old pressure washer. This is much more flexible. Alright, there's also a protective cap here we need to remove. And just push that in firmly and thread it on. And lastly, we're going to connect the extension to the trigger handle. Again, there's another protective cap we're going to remove. That pushes onto here, and we're going to turn this collar right here to snug that up. Now the pressure washer comes with 3 different tips. We have a turbo nozzle tip which sprays a oscillating circular pattern, and it's good for heavy duty cleaning. Be very careful with this. It's very powerful. It has a very narrow stream of water and you can damage surfaces with it if you're not careful. We also get a 15-degree power washing nozzle, and we get a soap dispensing nozzle. To install the nozzles, You pull this brass ring back, insert the nozzle, release the ring, and make sure it's clipped in there good before you squeeze the trigger, otherwise it'll shoot this thing out if you don't have it installed properly. But now the wand is ready to use and the hose is connected. Here's your water input where you'll connect your garden hose. You can thread that directly on the garden hose, but I always like to install one of these little flex connectors. It helps take strain off of this piece here so you don't break it. They're very inexpensive, a few dollars, and I actually have quick disconnect already on my garden hose. I have one of those installed here. So I'll thread this into place. And I always have this installed when I'm using the power washer because it protects the power washer from damage if I tug on the hose. And with my quick disconnect on my garden hose, I can simply snap that on here without having to turn the water on or off at the faucet. Another accessory I highly recommend is this adjustable nozzle. By turning the dial, I get a jet of soap which will reach the second story of my house, even with the old 1700 psi washer. I get a soap with a fan pattern to it, which spreads the soap out over a wider area, which is much better when you're trying to apply soap to siding or furniture or patio or something of that nature. It has a 0-degree power washing tip. Use this with extreme caution. I like this because I can reach my second story window and eaves with this, but it's a very narrow, very powerful stream of water. It could do damage if you're not careful. I also have a 25-degree pattern and a 40-degree pattern. This is really nice when you just want to sort of sweep an area and maybe push the water out of the way when you've been power washing for a while. And so one of these, instead of removing the nozzle every time you want to change functions, you simply turn the dial to the function you want. Saves a lot of time, and it gives you options other than just the 15-degree that comes standard. So I really recommend getting one of these. Well, I sure got my money's worth out of this old Ryobi power washer. I've power washed my house half a dozen times. I've cleaned this patio, the front and back porch, and front sidewalk many more times than that. I've loaned it to friends, and I've used it at some non-profit organizations to help clean up. And so it's definitely more than paid for itself. I've learned my lesson. I won't be leaving any detergent or water or anything in the pump at the end of the season when I'm done with it, because that caused the corrosion which caused the soap dispenser nozzle to come loose. And I'm convinced that that's what caused the pump housing to corrode where that nozzle attaches. And so on this one, I'll be rinsing it thoroughly and getting all the water out of it before I put it away for the season. So don't make the mistake I did. I got a lot of good years out of this one, but I hope to get even more out of the new model. There's a couple of accessories here, the flex hose and the adjustable nozzle that I'm going to be using with the new one. This old one, I'm just going to take it to the street, and I'm sure it'll be gone by morning. Somebody else can tinker with it. I also love how compact this one is when the handle's put away and the power wash nozzle is broken down into 2 pieces and stored. I do miss the old unit had a very nice way to coil up the cord here, and this one you just coil the power wash hose and the electrical hose cord and strap them down with Velcro. It's not as elegant a solution, but I really do like how much more compact this is. I encourage you to go ahead and buy the extended warranty when you buy one of these. Read your manual and make sure you hang on to that sales receipt. You're going to need it for the standard 3-year warranty, and if you get the extended warranty, you're going to need that receipt. So put it somewhere where you can find it if you need it. My plan was to put away the camera and get to work. You see, my old power washer died just as I got started cleaning the sidewalk over there, and so I had work to do. I was done videoing. Well, I just tried my new power washer along with the new surface cleaner, and all I can say is wow. Now, I did a review on this surface cleaner earlier, just on my first impressions of it. I hadn't actually used it before, And I just tried the combo for the first time, and it is so much better than what I had before. The surface cleaner is so far superior to the $39.99 surface cleaner that I was using from Home Depot, and I'm actually glad my old power washer died, because the old one was so loud. I used to always wear hearing protection. This thing now is no louder than a vacuum cleaner. Let me show you. I can still have a conversation while this thing's running. This is so much more comfortable to use. And of course, with the surface washer, which has wheels on it, I'm cleaning my sidewalk with one hand. I highly recommend this combo if you're just a homeowner and you don't need anything industrial strength. It doesn't get much easier than this, guys. Anyhow, I hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe. One last quick update. I hope you can hear me. There's a thunderstorm rolling in and my neighbor's trying to get his yard mowed real quick before the rain comes. The Ryobi instructions say to coil up the power cord and the hose on top of the unit. I've made a couple little changes, and here's the little straps that they give you to strap everything down with. I don't really care for those straps. I found it much easier to simply wrap the power cord all the way around the whole unit rather than coil it up on top. And I used just a little Velcro tie here to cinch up the hose, and you can see I've got that wrapped around the handle here. This is much easier to put away. It's quicker, and everything stays in place better. This is a better solution than what Ryobi did. The new Ryobi unit only has provision for 2 nozzles. The old unit had places for 3 nozzles. I stole the rubber grommet out of this hole on the old unit, drilled a hole here where there was not one previously, and put the grommet there. And now I have room for all 3 of my nozzles. So if you've got access to one of the old units like this that you're getting rid of like I am, steal these grommets out of here, or you may be able to find a standard grommet that would work. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you.